What's going on, everybody? Harm's Way Chad here. Wanted to really process and talk about something that happened. What was it? Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. On our way out to get some coffee, as per usual, and I witness a woman running away from a man, and immediately I'm like, this can't be good. If at any point a woman's running away from a man, something is going down and it's not good, right? And I was like, I was watching this man was pursuing this woman. I perceived them to be both unhoused, and I made my U-turn and I approached, and as soon as I was approaching, two people and this woman who was running away, she was basically thrown to the ground and beaten. Well, take that back. Let's just call what I saw. I saw punches being thrown and her being thrown to the ground. And I approach these individuals, and they're both holding her down. Mind you, this person most probably was on a substance of some sort, also unhoused, probably suffers from another mental health condition. Either way, there's two large people. I'm not talking about large, tall, big. I'm talking about large people with their knees on her abdomen and chest neck. And I get out of the car and I approach. And they're just spouting off all of this hateful shit. And they look at me like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, hi, I'm a mental health practitioner. I'm here to see what's going on. And right now, this does not look good. And, these sizable people are holding this, what I would say would be no more than a $1.15 wet with their full force. And they're spouting off like, oh, this person took a spray paint and was spray painting the side of my daughter's car, whatever. I'm like, and of course I go around and look at the car. I don't see shit. There's nothing there. And the guy goes, oh, I rubbed off a lot of it before. I'm like, okay, so you had enough time to rub off this stuff. And so I look at him and I go, okay, I'm watching these two individuals, they're on the phone with the cops while holding this person down. Nothing's okay about this. Spouting off, this junkie, blah, 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 homeless people, this shit has to stop, homeless people are a plight. And I look at him, I'm like, you know what, right now, you're not helping the situation by telling this to this person. I go, can you get off of her? And the daughter, I thought they were married, was like, get off of her. You can get off of her. I got her. And they were detaining this individual. The father was being rather violent. He chose violence. That's what he was really hoping something more would happen. In fact, he even got in my face a little bit about, you don't know nothing, blah, blah, blah. She tried to do this. My daughter works hard for her money. This is her car. She worked hard to get that car. I'm like, okay, and you are holding somebody down with your knee and it looks like she's bleeding. You've done the job. It's done. And in my mind, I'm shaking because this person's now approaching me. And I'm like, okay, this person obviously has chosen to enact his force on somebody who he thinks did something. He doesn't know for sure because he wasn't in the car nor around the car during the time. And so I was there mainly for the person that they were detaining and to make sure that they were safe. I did not want to aggravate the situation even more. I mean, I really should have just told them get off this person, but there's 3 against 1, and they were already choosing violence. I'm not going to choose violence, but I made sure that this person was able to breathe, that this person was not in pain, and that I talked to them, not talking to the other two, because I had my conversation with those two, and it was not happening. Another gentleman got out of the car. He was like, I'm here just to be sure that I don't need to give CPR to somebody. He was cool. Another dude showed up with his phone, you know, let's world star, TikTok bullshit. And, you know, he was like, oh, I don't know what happened if I, you know, that happened to me, you know, if that was my car, man, people get shot around here. I'm like, dude, really? Right now? So let's just take this whole thing. Okay. I understand that somebody would be mad if their car was vandalized by somebody. Okay, I would be mad too if my piece of junk cars are vandalized. But the issue I had in that moment was how the person was treated and dehumanized. That they felt justified in their actions because this person's a druggie and this person's homeless. So therefore, I can do this to them and it's okay. And that was my issue. And that is the issue I have with a lot of this, is like, it's okay because they're homeless. It's okay because they're potentially on drugs. And it's okay because they have a mental health condition. We can do this because we are the ones in power. All the while, cops were called, EMS was called. This guy who's obviously livid tried to take pictures of this person and video this person as they were wheeling her onto the EMS, that he had to get checked by the EMS people and the firefighters to back the fuck up. That's what he chose. And I'm pretty sure he's trying to parade these pictures all over his social media saying all these, you know, that's where I have an issue, man. It's people are so quick to dehumanize other people and enact their version of what they need to do. I don't know where I was going to go with that last statement, but it would just really make me sick. Would I have slammed a person to the ground and put my knee on their chest and neck because I perceived them to spray paint my car or my whoever's car? And even though I had time to wipe it off and there wasn't anything really there, and in fact, I've seen how spray paint works. What was on that car didn't show any, whatever. It could have been done well beforehand, but whatever. The issue I have, and this is what I'm going to leave with, is we have gotten into this way of dehumanizing somebody to make us feel better. That we look at people now and say, well, you know, they deserved it because they're on drugs. I'm tired of this homelessness here. They all deserved blah, 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 whatever they made, whatever they're trying to enact. I watched a woman in fear on the ground. And all I could do, because I don't know how the other two are going to react, because they're already choosing violence. They've already chosen to beat a woman. Who knows what they would try to do with me, because there was 3 of them and only 1 of me. And I really want to thank the EMS and the firefighters for getting and removing that person from the situation. My hindsight was 2020, where I could have probably had just been like, let that person go, and just that person will sit here with me and you can hash this out with the cops. Cops arrived. I gave them my statement. Obviously, there's 3 different statements coming from the other people. They did admit to slamming her down to the ground, and they did admit that they did fight and punch and hit her with her own bag. But they also said that that person swung first, and there's no proof. There's no validity because I didn't see it. So it's their word, and since they're upstanding citizens or whatever, they're going to take the word of those people versus the person that is actually on the ground. So with this whole story, it was horrific. I was shaking because I felt bad for the person. I was shaking because I didn't know what to do in that situation. I was shaking because I didn't know how they were going to react to me. And, you know, I spaz. We are all human, and it's time to prove it. That's all I'm going to say. Oh no, I'll say one more thing. I will always be the first person to help somebody. Okay? I don't care who or what or where. I will be the first to jump out of my car, to turn around and stop somebody, to push a car, to help somebody. I know it's okay. To help somebody cross the street. You know, that's who I am. Do I wish people would be a little more kind of like that, willing to help others versus tearing them down? Yeah, I do. And this is exactly firsthand of what it looks like to just dehumanize somebody, to enact a force onto somebody. A car is a car. It's an object. It's a thing. We pride ourselves on things. I'm super proud of that person for being able to buy a new car. Congratulations. But at the end of the day, did it feel good to hurt somebody like that? Because if it did, there's a lot more issues that are with you than the actual situation at hand. Thanks for listening.